Hello, welcome. This is Maniac Tim from Maniac Sports. Uh, how's everybody doing today? Well, it looks like I'm moving in slow mo. Some of the things I'm trying out a couple new things today, so we'll see how they go. Uh, okay, first of all, I need to back to my chat here. All right, so hope everybody's doing all right. I know I was on earlier, uh, but I said I would be coming back on again at midnight. And once again, I'm on at midnight, like I promised. Hopefully, everybody's doing good. Hopefully, you had a good day at your college football because this is when the real season started in college football. Not only for the Big Ten, but for other teams as well. For all of the NCAA. Yeah, some teams that played last week, but that's just kind of like I guess regular season, but preseason. So basically, as far as our two major Michigan teams, uh, as far as in the big colleges, Michigan State was over Central Michigan, 31-7. No big surprise there. If they would have showed up and bought out, wouldn't have won by that margin. Well, you would have wondered what happened to them, because it's you know uh, Michigan State is a much better team, a much bigger franchise, not a much bigger pool of students, and much easier to recruit top-notch talent at Michigan State. So yeah, Michigan State did what they were supposed to do, and they won. You know, they won sufficiently. They kicked some butts and did not take names. Of course, not that they're number two in the state or anything like that. I just started off with Michigan State, but in showing fairness to Michigan State, I am a Wolverine fan. That's not going to change. Okay, so uh, the Michigan Wolverines beat East Carolina, which they should have, 30, and they only let them score 3 points. So that's, you know, once again, we have the bigger school with the better players. That's what should have happened. It happened. Uh, just gotta live with it. Okay. In other news, Navy went ahead and got slobberknockered. We will say slobberknockered by the Notre Dame. Notre Dame. Yeah, Notre Dame went ahead and slobberknockered uh, Navy. Once again, that's no big surprise. Notre Dame has that the bigger program, the bigger draw, and they have an explosive offense too. So that's the way it is. Yeah, thank you everybody for who's joining. I do appreciate you coming in. Uh, like, subscribe. Okay, okay, and going with what I have here on my board, and if it looks like I'm looking up, because I am looking at the college scoreboards and stuff like that, the win and losses, you know. And of course, San Jose State lost to USC by a score of, or USC beat them by a score of 56-28. 56-28. Florida Gators could only muster 11 points and lost to Utah State, or well, Utah 24. So it was 24-11 over Florida Gators. Virginia went ahead and lost to their cross state border rivals. Tennessee, it was actually, wasn't even close. I mean, Virginia only mustered 13 points, and where Tennessee was able to handle them very handily by a score of 49. So 49-13, Tennessee beats Virginia. Okay, Arkansas State lost to Oklahoma. God, this one is kind of like an unreal score. I mean, 73-0. 73-0. Yeah, Arkansas State, not really that great program that you were looking at. That yeah, definitely Oklahoma went ahead and showed Arkansas who was boss. Utah Utah State dropped one to Iowa, 14-24. So that would have been, that's a 10-point difference. That was a close game, but still 14-24. I already said the Michigan one, 30-3. Uh, Colorado at TCU, or 40. Colorado beat TCU. This was a close one, 45-42. So that was our one of our closest games that we have so far. Mesa lost to Mississippi. Oh, this was another big high scoring. Looks like, man, it was like air out, slobber knocker win. Uh, Mississippi beat Mesa 73-7. 73-7. Talking about an overmatch, that was just, man, that was like, oh man, very overmatch. Uh, Buffalo lost to Wisconsin by a score of 17-38. Wisconsin over Buffalo, 38-17. Uh, Portland State faced Oregon. Oh my God! I thought some of the stuff that I read off before was something, but you look at this. This was Oregon took out. I mean, how do you do this? Oregon 81, Portland State 7. 7. I mean, talking about getting spanked and took him back to the doctor and saying, "Hey, go home. Come visit me when you're growing up because you're not even in my league." That's that's for sure. So that's okay. Correction. That Notre Dame game, that the 42 win, was actually last week. It was up here and okay, so that a correction where they beat Navy 42-3. That was a correction. I really didn't see the date. So so that was one of the pregame deals. Okay, so uh Of course, Notre Dame also won this week. I think that's supposed to be Tennessee State. They also won, beating yeah. Can you MD? All right, they also won this week by a score of 3, and they had 56 points. So Notre Dame's on a hot roll. Of course, they're playing nobody, just like you would think. So I mean, not that a lot of the other teams are playing anybody, because you don't know that, you know. So yeah. Okay, Rice. Oh yeah. Rice lost to Texas, 10-37. So that was, of course, Texas over Rice, 37-10. Ohio State, no biggie, no special deal there, but Ohio State handled Indiana State 23-3. So Ohio State handled Indiana State 23-3. That's just was expected of them. So all right, we do got a few more here. Yeah, Boise State 19, Washington 56. So Boise State, man, you should have not even showed up. No, but at least they got into double digits. Tennessee Martin lost to Georgia. Of course, Georgia's ranked number 1, 48-7. Southern USC beat Nevada 66-14. And Kansas State beat SEMO 45-0. New Mexico lost to Texas A&M. Texas A&M 56, New Mexico 10. And okay, hey, what's up? What's up, Facebook user? How's it going? How's it going? Welcome to Tim's Maniac Sports. Appreciate you dropping in. Man, there's there's a lot of college. Okay. Okay, yeah, we'll finish up the college scoreboard, then I'll get back to it. So let's see. I was West Virginia. West Virginia lost to Penn State 10-38. So that was Penn State. Okay, that's 15 them, right? Okay. 38-15. Penn State over West Virginia. UNC beat Southern California 31-17. South Alabama lost to Tulane 37-17. Tulane 37. South Alabama 17. Alabama 56 to Middle Tennessee 7. And Oregon State. Okay, no, those are next week games. Gonna be okay. Then of course Sunday, yeah, a few games here. That's gonna be on. Oregon State will take on San Jose State. LCU takes on Florida State, and Clemson at Duke. So that's it for the uh, college football. I and that's it for college football. But in looking at, we're going to look at the Michigan Wolverines schedule. All right. Of course, today they beat East Carolina 35-13. Next week is Michigan. Well, of course, they UNLV. UNLV comes to Michigan Saturday. Then they got Bowling Green. This September 16th. Rutgerd comes to Michigan. So look at all these first games, first four games in Michigan are Michigan or are at Michigan. Rutgers, comes to Michigan. That's September 23rd. September 30th. Now that's going to be a good game. Michigan at Nebraska. Michigan at Nebraska. That should be a good game. That's going to be the first real test that I see Michigan having. Then, of course, Michigan goes to Minnesota. So that's time is to be announced on a lot of these things. Indiana comes to Michigan October 14th. Well, Minnesota was October 7th. Of course, October 21st is when the Michigan State game plays. Purdue goes to Michigan, and of course, Michigan goes to Michigan State. Purdue goes to Michigan November 4th. November 11th, Michigan goes to Penn State. And November 18th, Michigan at Maryland. And of course, the last game of the year is going to be Michigan at Ohio State. So that will be the last game of the year. Then, of course, we will, in all fairness, we will look at Michigan State's schedule now. Michigan State's, of course, we talked before where they went ahead and they opened up a can of SmackDown and just gave them a slobber knocker and beat Central Michigan. Then you go to Richmond comes to Michigan State. September 9th. September 16th. Washington comes to Michigan State. That should be a good game. Maryland comes to Michigan State on September 23rd. Michigan State goes to Iowa. Then Michigan State will go to Rutgers. And of course, as before noted, Michigan goes to Michigan State on the October 21st. October 28th, Michigan State will play Minnesota. And Nebraska comes to Michigan State November 4th. Michigan State, Ohio State is November 11th. And then you have Michigan State will go to Indiana. The last game of the year will be Penn State at Michigan State. So basically, that's it for the schedule. Uh, we will. We are also going to go through the lines. Any questions? Any comments? Uh, okay. I'm gonna. So of course. Okay. Lions versus Chiefs. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of national media now going ahead and thinking, hey, maybe the Lions can go ahead and beat the Chiefs. You know, a lot of it's hey, they can do it. More power to them with this explosive offense and better defense. Shoot, and the Lions are going to be a team to contend with this year. Uh, so I got them winning. I got them beating the Chiefs. And you know me, I pick with blue Kool-Aid too. So that's one of the things that is about me. I'm not gonna lie, I pick with blue Kool-Aid. Uh, but it runs through my veins. So and think that I mean, yeah, it's kind of a toss up Seattle, but I think the Lions are due a win. You know, from Seattle. I mean, Seattle has, you know, 2 years ago they really kicked their tail. Then last year they won. If we would have been able to stop one time on defense, we would have we could have actually even won the game, but who knows? I still see the Lions winning uh, that one. Uh, okay, Falcons. Falcons. Okay, Falcons. See, I'm going to say the Lions are going to beat the Falcons. I mean, I don't think the Lions are going to take anybody for granted, and that's why I really think the Lions are going to beat the Falcons. I think the Lions are going to be the team to beat this year. Uh, yeah, I tell you, I just think they have the quality players to just go ahead and with the offense, the defense that we got this year. Where I'm hearing the offense is even going to be better than what we were last year. You got to look at it. The Lions are in a position to go ahead and maybe drop only a couple or a couple losses. And that's not because their schedule is like it's not because their schedule can be their schedule is a rough one this year. I mean, if you look at their opponents, their opponent is of course even in the NFC North, you know play all the NFC North teams twice. You play Seattle, you play the the Falcons, uh, which is up and coming. They're up and coming team. Seattle, they had all those draft picks that they got from trading Russell Wilson to Denver. How you think about that trade now? You know, uh, you also have the Panthers are coming to their own. You know, Packers are still a question mark, but we don't know what. I'm predicting the Packers to be better than what a lot of people think. I don't think they're as good as the Lions, but it's the first game is going to be at Green Bay. You know, it all depends on the respect on that game, on what we get, on how we do. Is the respect we get from the NFL, the respect we get from are we going to be are the Lions going to be the new I don't want them to win by bad calls for the Lions. I just want the Lions to beat them, and I want the game to be called fair and square. And let's just go out and beat up some Packers. Panthers, we need to get some revenge on them. I mean, going ahead and beating them in preseason, that's nothing. So the Lions need to go ahead and I mean, yeah, we went in and we last last year we went in and they just they were the team that knocked us out of the playoffs. If you look at that, they were that team that said and they basically gave us a bloody lip there. So I really think the Lions are going to go ahead and get some payback there. It's just Tampa Bay, Lions at Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Uh, at one time, I would have said this was going to be a hard game and stuff like that. I think Tampa Bay is kind of like our one of the easier games on our schedule. It's just that the only reason Tampa Bay got into playoffs last year was because Tampa Bay is somebody had to go for the NFC South, and they were the only they got in, but with a losing record. So and that happens. That happens with some teams, but it is what it is. Then we go to the Ravens. Oh gosh, if it comes down to a kicking war, all right, I'm a little bit concerned about that because our kicker just doesn't have the range that he needs. Our kicker needs better range, better yeah, our kicker needs better range, plain and simple. He needs to be able to make those 43, 45, 48 yards field goals, my God, or 55, 58 yards field goals. I mean, the kicker from the Ravens shoot 66 yards and went ahead and took away our victory because of that kick. All right. Raiders. Jimmy G knows how to run offense. So yeah, Jimmy Raiders come to Ford Field on October 30th, one day before Halloween. So I tell you that's not going to be an easy win. Then we go all the way out to see the Chargers with Herbert there, and you have another explosive offense over there. I mean, I'm saying this schedule that we got, that the Lions got, is just mad ass. Oh, excuse the language, but it's one of those. Oh, it's just bad. I mean, it is a rough schedule, but they want to be a big boys now, so it's time to put on their big boy pants on, win win these games because you cannot always look at having a pat schedule in order to win. You know, Okay, and then then Chicago comes to Ford Field. Then we play the Packers right after that at Ford Field. So two divisional games. That's no. Of course, November 12th is the Chargers. November 19th is the Bears. Uh, November 23rd is the Packers. And then you also have Lions go down to the Saints. Cars now plays there. Uh, who knows what's going to happen? I mean, you know, you got somebody that believes in his quarterback now and can get that he can get the job done. So but then by then, of course, after Game 6, starting Game 7, that's when Jameson Williams is going to be back. Hopefully, he's healthy. Hopefully, he goes ahead and balls out and stuff like that. And I know that we're way past Game 6, but we're going to be needing that speed when we get him. Okay. Then, I mean, so the Lions are on a 2-game. Okay, Lions are on a 2-game road trip because, like I said, December 23rd is at the Saints. And December 3rd, December 10th is at the Bears. The Bears. And of course, so Windy City, December. You don't know what this. You don't know what the weather's going to be like in Chicago. You know, so it's but the Lions by then should be playing for playoff berth, stuff like that. Now Denver, I know Denver's had its trouble. I wonder why the game says to be announced. But in Denver comes to Ford Field December 23rd, 2 days before Christmas. No, December 17th. Man, I'm reading these things wrong. December 17th, actually, that was my friend's birthday, December 7th. Comes to Ford Field. You. And then then the Lions go on December 24th, Christmas Eve, goes to what you got goes to Minnesota. There's U.S. Bank Stadium. All right, it goes to Minnesota to play the Vikings. Then you go to Dallas, December 30th, right before New Year's. And the Lions end up their home, and also their season with another home NFC matchup, being the Minnesota Vikings. So that's the Detroit Lions schedule. I decided not to go with wins and losses and stuff like that. But yeah, this is Tim's Maniac Sports. Uh, I was hoping that I would get more people on here at this later stream. Unfortunately, there's not a lot going on. This is, well, I guess it would be considered an earlier stream. But we're really looking at the Lions really taking a turn for the better and going up and meeting uh, meeting their rivals. And I'm going to do this because I can. Okay. Go here. I don't need all that stuff. Okay. NFC North schedule. Okay, so I'm okay. I loaded the sorry, I'm so of course it's this is the Chicago Bears. I'm gonna go to who they play. Uh, Chicago Bears start their week out Sunday at one Sunday and Sunday September 10th. They'll be playing Green Bay. Then they go. And that of course is going to be at the Bears at their home stadium. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, or they go to Tampa Bay. Chicago goes to Tampa Bay uh, to face the Buccaneers. The Kansas, then they go to Kansas City to face the Chiefs. That's going to be a later game, 4:25. The the two previous games, the Packers and okay, we're gonna start this one all over because I've been bumbling around and I do apologize for that. Okay, Chicago Bears start their season hosting uh the Green Bay Packers. I think Green Bay is going to upset you, Chicago. I just got that feeling. Uh, Jordan Love is going to come out, and it's going to be Jordan Love fight out against Justin Fields at Chicago, and I think that this is uh, that Green Bay will beat Chicago. Chicago at Tampa Bay, and of course that's at 4:25 Eastern Standard Time. And then I think that Chicago Bears go to Tampa Bay at 1 o'clock. Then they will go from there, and they'll be at Kansas City. There'll be a 4:30 or 4:25 start at Kansas City on September 24th. October 1st, Denver comes to Chicago. Tuesday, October 5th, Chicago goes to the Washington Commanders. And Sunday at 1 o'clock on Fox, the Minnesota Vikings will play their first, will play at Soldier Field. Well, by the way, their primetime game is their primetime game the week before is at 8:15 p.m. So, and that'll be a Thursday game when they play Chicago. And like I say, Minnesota is at October 15th at Soldier Field. Then they host the Raiders at Soldier Field October 22nd. At the Los Angeles Chargers. All right. They're at the Saints. Now, the Los Angeles Charger game is an 8:20 p.m. start. And these are all Eastern time. They go to the Saints. And that'll be at 1 on CBS. The North Carolina Panthers come to them. And then you also have the so that's what I said with Carolina Panthers. After that, they go to Detroit on Sunday, November 19th. Then they're at Minnesota. And that's going to be another 8 o'clock game, Monday night game. They'll be at Minnesota. Their bye week is going to be December 5th. Then the Lions will come to Soldier Field December 10th. And at Cleveland. They'll be at Cleveland to be announced. Time to be announced. At Arizona. Atlanta comes to Soldier Field. And their last game is going to be at Lambeau Field. And I think what's going to happen there, I think that by then Chicago will beat the Packers the last game of the year. I think that will happen. I think they'll lose the first game, but I think they'll just kind of switch. Basically, it'll be a trade-off between the two. Okay, so that's here. All right, and I'm going to do this with the whole NFC North. Try. I went back one too far. And yes, you guys are listening to Tim's Maniac Sports. Well, hey, I always ask, man, I don't like this setup here. Pink one. I'm sorry it's taking so long. Shoot. This is one of the things I added to the show to kind of make it go a little bit longer. Okay, NFL schedule. Okay, so we went through the Bears. Now we're gonna go through the Vikings schedule. All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. The Vikings. The Vikings host the Cardinals. Arizona Cardinals. Anybody remembers when they were St. Louis Cardinals? All right. Week 1. Um, I hate. Oh, excuse me, man. That's sorry. Sorry, Vikings. Sorry, that was pretty soon. No, I'm sorry. Okay, so the Buccaneers, week 1, the Buccaneers come uh, to Minnesota. Uh, then the Vikings go to the Eagles in week 2. Uh, week 3. Okay. The Chargers go to the Vikings in week 3. Vikings go to Carolina in week 4. Okay. Chiefs go to the Vikings in week 5. Um, and here's when you start your bye week in week 6. The Vikings go to the Bear week 6. To the Bear. And of course, we said that when. Okay. And then. Okay. Then 49ers come to the Vikings. So, I mean, the Vikings are hosting a lot of the good teams that they play. So, uh, then you have, well, yeah, welcome to 10th Maniac Sports. In week 8, Vikings at the Packers. Week 9, Vikings go to Atlanta. All right. Week 10, the Saints come to the Vikings. I'm sorry, I'm going one by one, and it's a whole schedule. So then Vikings go to the Broncos, Denver. And let's see, it's week 11. Now we're on week 12. Week 12, Chicago comes to the Vikings. Week 13, who are the Vikings? Where don't they play in week 13? Well, that might be their bye week. Looks like that's the Vikings bye week. Okay, I don't see their. Okay, then the Vikings go to the Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders. That's in week 14. Week 15, the Vikings go to the Bengals. By then, definitely Joe Burrow should be ready and playing. Uh, and of course, week 16, they're at Detroit, or no, they're at home against Detroit. Uh, I'm sorry, I wish I could speed this up better, but. And then Green Bay goes to Minnesota on week 17. Of course, we know the last game is against Detroit at Ford Field. So for the second week in a row, or for the second year in a row, we end up with a division opponent at Ford Field last game of the year. You know, but thank you guys for watching Intense Maniac Sports. We I appreciate it. Like, subscribe. I hope all this talk ain't boring. I do appreciate you guys coming in. So we gotta go back up to the top because I know Green Bay is at Chicago. Green Bay is the only team we haven't done in the NFC North, and I'm just doing the NFC North. I'm not going to do the other ones because, shoot, I'll be here all day and night. But and actually, I should have had these all. Right, like I said, this was an add-on to the show. I wouldn't. So of course, week 1, Green Bay is at Chicago. Oh. Yeah. So week 2, Green Bay is at Atlanta. Week 3, the Saints go to Green Bay. Week 4, it's of course the Lions at Green Bay. Week 5, Green Bay at Las Vegas Raiders. Week 6, that one their bias must be. I don't see them playing on week 6, so that must be their bye. Week 7, they're at Denver. And sorry for not giving guys the time. And then Vikings go to Lambeau Field, week 8, or week 8. Week 9, they play the Rams. The Rams come to Green Bay. Week 10, Green Bay plays the Steelers. Week 11, The Chargers go to Green Bay, to Lambeau Field. And of course, week 12, Packers at the Lions. Week 13, where are Kansas City at the Packers.